Fair use is a limitation on the exclusive rights in copyright for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research. The overall intent of the fair use doctrine is the protection of free speech, but it also allows flexibility in the law in order to fulfill copyright's purpose to promote the progress of creative expression.
In the criminal justice system, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. The dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories.
I'm like 72% of my blood say I'm from Africa. What does this mean? There's a geomagnetic grid, a geomancy of the planet Earth. There's a grid. And if I'm being or doing great things on this side of the planet Earth, this means if I get back home where I'm linked to genetically, because there's a morphogenetic code that your body or your blood lives by. This is the criteria for genetics. So mathematically, you have a connection to that which your blood or your genotype says you are from. So 72% of my blood is Nigerian. It only suffices to say that's where I'm supposed to be if I want to feel comfortable. So I start eating Nigerian foods that are alkaline. I start going into the rights of the Nigerians. I start getting cotton. Ancient Nigerians getting cotton and putting scents on them and burning them from cotton because they didn't have candles. Start playing Nigerian music. Start learning the Nigerian language under the pretense that my blood's 72% Nigerian.
After scamming poor blacks in the conscious community, Brother Polight packed his bags, took an underage girl and two of his wives, and jetted to California, Hollywood, movie stars, and this is the result.
If I grabbed a woman, right, aggressively, and I had got discovered having sex with her, right, I would have to pay a debt to society in the form of incarceration, right?
This is the mugshot of 37-year-old Michael Nowak Jr., also known as Brother Polight, to his more than 300,000 Instagram followers. Miami Beach police arrested Nowak this week for alleged sexual battery of a 14-year-old girl in a hotel room in February. Police say the alleged victim was the daughter of a woman he was romantically linked.
So from this point forward, I don't want no fucking long lasting relationship shit. I don't want to deal with none of that. I want some good, clean, wholesome, Brooklyn, messy shit. That's what I want. Messy shit. Let's see what's going on. I've been waiting to do some Hollywood shit for a long time.
Garners attention for his online post, but now the social media influencer and motivational speaker is making headlines for the wrong reason. NBC6 reporter Kim Nguyen is live in Miami Beach tonight with more on the arrest of the man known as Brother Polight. Kim.
Yeah, well, Jawan, the suspect surrendered here at the Miami Beach Police Department earlier this week. Police charged him with sexual battery of a 14-year-old girl. We did speak with his lawyer earlier tonight, who says that these charges are false. This is the mugshot of 37-year-old Michael Nowak Jr., also known as Brother Polight, to his more than 300,000 Instagram followers. Miami Beach police arrested Nowak this week for alleged sexual battery of a 14-year-old girl in a hotel room in February. Police say the alleged victim was the daughter of a woman he was romantically linked to. Defense attorney David Terrace says his client is innocent.
Once the evidence is produced, that he is going to be exonerated. So yeah, not guilty, nothing else.
According to the police report, Nowak, a motivational speaker and author who lives in L.A., asked the woman if he could take her daughter to an after party at a club in Miami. The report states Nowak took the teen to his hotel after seeing that the club was closed. Police say the suspect gave the teen alcohol and started dancing and touching the teen inappropriately, groping her breast, inner thighs, and buttocks. It goes on to say Nowak tried to force the teen to perform oral sex on him. The teen allegedly passed out and woke up to Nowak trying to make her throw up.
These are serious allegations, but in any situation, there is always motive. There is always a lot behind the scenes that the public is not going to be able to see.
The report states that the girl's mother found her intoxicated and possibly on drugs, with severe swelling on her mouth and lips. It later states Nowak told the mother not to call police because it would ruin his career. Nowak was served with a DNA warrant in June and surrendered to police on Monday. Terrace says the police report is only an allegation. And Nowak claims to have written more than 90 books. In an interview, he also claims to have several wives. For now, we're reporting live in Miami Beach. Kim Wynn, NBC6 News.
Present via Zoom as well.
Morning, Judge.
All right, what is this on for? It says motion to increase bond.
Yes, Judge, I did not file a motion. So what happened in this case, Your Honor, is that this is a media case. He was arrested for punishable by life crimes. He should have been held no bond. However, this is one of those charges where the PBL comes in at the very end of the charge, and I think the clerk's office made an error, allowed him to bond out prior to seeing a bond appearance, or prior to going to bond hearing. Somehow I think he was given standard bond of $21,000, $10,000 on count 1 and count 2, and then $1,000 on count 3, Judge. My issue, Judge, is that there's no stay-away order on the case yet. That's why, Your Honor, asked the defendant to be present. I also am very concerned that the defendant has been essentially terrorizing the victim. I mean, the victim's 14 years old, and there's been a lot of...
Since the arrest?
Since the arrest, Judge, he's been very communicative on, he's been very vocal on social media, on, there's been videos of the victim drugged by this defendant leaked online. Your Honor, on this case, we do have DNA showing that the defendant's sperm was on the victim's clothing.
Your Honor, may I ask why any of this is appropriate considering...
Don't do it! Don't make me fucking do it, nigga! Huh? Little Dr. York, don't make me do it, nigga! Little fucking Dr. York!
Was seeking a motion for pretrial detention, they should have done it.
Brother Polight said, well, you know, in America, if I grab a woman, I can catch a charge. If I grab a woman, that can be construed as rape.
Let me say this. Lord didn't have a problem with men raping a 12-year-old or any woman that they saw on sight.
The Lord didn't have a problem with it.
Why you David B?
Okay. Let me say this.
The Lord didn't have a problem with men raping a 12-year-old or any woman that they saw on sight.
The Lord didn't have a problem with it.
Why you David B?
The Lord didn't have a problem with it.
Why you David B? If I grabbed a woman, right, aggressively, and I had got discovered having sex with her, right, I would have to pay a debt to society in the form of incarceration, right?
The Lord didn't have a problem with it.
Why you David B? I would have to pay a debt to society in the form of incarceration, right? I would have to pay a debt to society in the form of incarceration, right?
On page 13 of your Honor's calendar, Michael Noah. Dating trial from Kentucky State.
All right, page 13. Counsel, state your name for the record.
David Terrace on behalf of the defendant, Michael Noah.
Okay, thank you. And I believe there may have been a couple of people on Zoom. I don't know what the relationship was on the case. Okay, yes, ma'am. State.
Your Honor, I believe at this time we'll be asking for a point continuance, but to set this case briefly, either sometime within the next 2 weeks. We have come to a plea agreement. I've sent over a written plea agreement to defense counsel. Just so that Your Honor is aware, what we wish to happen is for the defendant to enter into the plea within the next 2 weeks, but we are going to suspend the sentence. The state is asking 60 days. I know the defense is going to make its own request, but we're asking 60 days. so that then the defendant can surrender, because this will require incarceration. We're asking 60 days so that then the defendant can surrender, because this will require incarceration. Because this will require incarceration.
Why you David B? If I grabbed a woman, right, aggressively, and I had got discovered having sex with her, right, I would have to pay a debt to society in the form of incarceration, right?
What you have a problem with?
Why you David B?
There are no pleas on my behalf. There are no pleas on my behalf. There are no pleas on my behalf.
Oh, bang. See you later. You go in prison. You go in prison. And you're getting named and shamed.
Tazariak went up in the goddamn, at the debate which you had with him, and called your woman's hoes in your fucking face, nigga. He called them hoes. And all you said was, you apologize to Tazariak? He ain't apologized shit, nigga. But you want to come at me, though. Huh? Yeah, okay. You want to try to apologize. You want to try to come and bang at me. Ain't no calm down, Saw. Yeah, let me calm down. You right. I know the nigga looking. I know that nigga watching. I know that nigga watching. I'm not even giving you that smoke yet. I'm holding back a lot of shit. So you go on to say that Sarnetta talked about your kids. Who are you talking about? Huh? You ain't talking about Tashia, right? You ain't talking about her, right? You ain't talking about Tashia Barnes, right? I know you ain't talking about her. I knew her before you, Polight. You ain't talking about her, right? The one you call Renentet, you ain't calling her your daughter, are you? Don't do it. Don't make me fucking do it, nigga. Huh? Little Dr. York, don't make me do it, nigga. Little fucking Dr. York. You ain't talking about her, right? The one that you call Renentet. Huh? Nigga, that ain't your daughter, nigga. Cut it out. Don't make me bring her sister right here in front of me. Her sister is my wife's cousin, nigga. You know that. Play yourself. You know that. Play your motherfucking self. Huh? She ran away from home to be with your bitch ass. She left her own mother to be with your bitch ass. Nigga, fuck you talking about? Why you think her mother and them can't even find her? You wanna play with me, nigga? I told you it'd be better for you to fuck with Kev Gills and bang back at Pharaoh, nigga. Leave me the fuck alone. You can talk whatever the talk you want to talk about me, but I ain't never do no foul shit like you, nigga. Never rob nobody, bitch. Fuck is you talking about? Huh? I know you ain't talking about that girl, huh? The one that ran away from home, who snuck out the room and left her mother because her mother left you? You want me to tell the people why she left you, bitch? I'll tell them when you cut back. I'll tell them when you come back at me. I ain't gonna give up everything. Told you it'd be better to leave me the fuck alone.
The guy who was speaking is named Sarnetta. He's holding Polight's secrets. What did he mean when he called Polight Little Dr. York? He's talking about Malachi Z. York, someone who's been in prison who got 135 years for molesting children. Some of those children are children of wives he took on. And no coincidence, Polight took on a wife and then molested her child. This is Malachi Z. York. He and his wives went to jail. Here's a rundown. Now pay attention to this picture. This is Polight with his 3 wives. The wife in the front on the right, she is the one Sonetta was referring to who left Polight. She's also the one whose daughter ran away to be with Polight. Now, the other 2, in my opinion, are Polight's co-conspirator wives. This daughter of this woman who ran away to be with Polight crossed state lines and went to California with Polight. Now, Music Soul Child has a baby mama named Ashley Wright who confirmed that Polight and the 2 wives, minus the one in the front on the right, and the little underage girl, lived all together in a small apartment in California. So these women had to have known this is an underage girl who's coming with us across state lines to live and be with Polight. They are complicit and just as guilty. This woman is the woman, the first one I referred to, in the front on the right. She is the one who got pregnant by Polight, who realized what Polight was doing and left him. So, I don't look at her the way I look at the other 2 because they're still helping Polight do this. They've been helping and co-conspirators in his scams, in this pedophile stuff he has going on.
So I was cool with the mother. And so I'm talking to the mother. And I'm asking the mother, yo, are you going to press charges or anything like this? Or what's going on? She told me straight up no. She said, no, I ain't doing none of that. Ain't nothing wrong. That's what she was saying.
She ran away from home to be with your bitch ass. She left her own mother to be with your bitch ass. Nigga, the fuck you talking about? Why you think her mother and them can't even find her? Don't make me tell you why she ran away from home and her mother couldn't catch her. Her mother told her to get the fuck away from you. But she loves you. Polight. She loved you, nigga. She loved you so much she ran away from her mother.
Mr. Noak, I do have on the Zoom that the victim's mother wanted to address the court.
Correct. And, Your Honor, nothing more from the state except to let you unmute the victim's mother. And she will be listed as victim Nowak in the Zoom. And she's requesting, pursuant to Marcy's law, that her identity remain anonymous. So for that reason, she will not be stating her name, but she will be making a statement regarding this case.
Where would it be?
It should say victim and then in parentheses Nowak. Noak, sorry. You see when it says victim Noak?
All right, you may unmute, ma'am.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. All right, so what I'd like you to do is, well, you don't want to give your name, so at this point, just go ahead and you can give us an impact statement. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Michael Nowak. This is the first time I have spoken publicly about what you've done to my daughter and I. I have gracefully remained silent the last 2.5 years. 2.5 years of pain, shock, disbelief, PTSD, constant nightmares, and daily triggers. Trying to help my daughter heal when I'm not even healed myself. What you have done to my daughter, myself, and my entire family is inexcusable. You hurt us all. You made me believe that you were such a great man and you could do no wrong. You made me fully trust you, and for that, my daughter trusted you too. But the truth is, you're a monster, a demon. The very first time that I allowed you to be alone with my daughter, the very first time, and you couldn't even help yourself. You told me you was gonna be right back. You were going downstairs. You were gonna grab food and take vacation pictures. You told me that you wanted to have a one-on-one talk with her about loving and respecting me as a great mother that I was and am. And I actually believed you. I believed that you were gonna bring her right back. I thought you were gonna have this trusting conversation with her that you promised me. Her and I both trusted you. For a grown man to violate a child who trusted him, you should be ashamed of yourself. You plotted on me and my little girl. The entire time you knew what you planned to do. Isolate, intoxicate, then violate my baby. Shame on you. I trusted you to bring her right back. You were supposed to bring her back the same way that you took her. Instead, you drugged her and took advantage of her. And you sexually abused her. You forced alcohol down her throat. You then forced her to see things that no child should ever have to see. You forced her to feel things that no child should have to feel. You forced her to accept violence that no child should ever have to endure. You forced drugs in her that no human should ever even ingest. She's my child. My baby. How could you? You could have killed her with all the drugs that were found in her system. And you thought your master plan would map out perfectly, huh? You thought I'd be dumb enough to believe you over my child. And you thought that money would blind me. You thought I was gonna be so blinded that I wouldn't notice when you returned her with bruises all over her body and her mouth busted, uncontrollably shaking. Absolutely not. And although you executed your plan, and you got what you wanted those couple of hours, you actually failed. Because look where you're at right now. You have created a lifetime of trauma for my daughter and I. Before you, we never knew evil existed. You brought so much evil into our lives that early morning, and I'll never forget. I called you like 50 times and you wouldn't answer me. And I called her too, but you took her phone. You drugged my baby. You gave her no way to seek help. You left me no way to contact her or even know where she was. I get physically sick now whenever I'm away from my daughter because of you. Something as simple as her going to school, I'm in panic mode. Because I'm scared when she comes back, she's gonna be hurt all over again. I constantly have flashbacks of that night. And what she lives with is not okay. She feels uncomfortable around people and will live with this forever, and this is not fair to her. She never deserved this. Shame on you for forcing evil on our youth. And you know, for a year, I questioned, how could you even do this to us? Her and I did nothing wrong to you. We trusted you. I moved across the country because I believed everything that you told me. But it was pure manipulation I see now. All you do is specialize in selling false dreams. How could you do this to an innocent child and mother who simply trusted you? We did nothing wrong. But you know what? I'm done breaking my head trying to question or figure out how you could do such a thing. It's so simple to me now. You're just a sick man. A man you can have a plethora of women, but you secretly prefer to have a child. It's so clear now. I will never
be able to fully trust another person due to the betrayal that you've shown me. And for that, I was not willing to trust 6 strangers and go to trial. Nor was I going to put my daughter through an additional trauma. This plea was in our best interest. You and I both know the evidence is extremely substantial. But even with that, I refuse to have my child be tormented when she's done nothing wrong. All she holds is the truth. And I will say this, although you were so worried about being labeled a sex offender, you did us a huge favor by admitting to guilt, period. So for that, I thank you. I truly thank you. Yes, mitigation took place and I allowed it as long as it meant you going to prison and you getting true help. Because true help means no more victims. The fact that your only non-negotiable was to accept a sex crime shows exactly the type of man that you are. You know what you did in that hotel room. I know what you did, and my daughter knows what you did. DNA doesn't lie. There's no reason why your DNA should have been found on my baby. And yes, I satisfied your bogus request to not be labeled a sex offender, but it doesn't take away from who you truly are. I wasn't going to waste any time going back and forth with you over a label. God will judge you for exactly the person he is, a sexual predator. So rest assured, jail time equals jail time. And I pray that during your 10 years of sex offender probation, you actually receive the treatment that you need and it helps heal your sick mind and get the thoughts of being with children out of it. All you care about is your pretend image. But I know exactly who you are now. You want to be this public figure, but you want to do all your evil acts in secret. You're so self-centered. That's why the last time I saw you on February 27, 2021, you fought me. You tried to hold me hostage from taking my daughter to the hospital. I'll never forget that cowardly look in your eyes. I'll never forget it. You were so scared. You were so scared because you realized you messed with the wrong one. Your last words to me, you held me and said, please don't go. You're gonna ruin my career. Well, today, September 6th, 2023, my last words to you are, I hope the next 17 years of your life, you're reminded of the disgusting, terrifying, unforgettable acts that you've done to my innocent daughter. Shame on you. And although you've caused a tremendous amount of trauma for myself and my daughter, we will and will always be superior of you because a successful, honest career is something that you could never, ever have. We will both continue to stand against violence. My daughter will continue to persevere and be bright and intelligent and courageous young woman that she is. So Michael Nowak, I hope you enjoy prison and God bless you.